friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch, and today is Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm really glad that you are here, spending part of your day or evening with me. It's a little bit later than I normally record. It's about 1:15 or so, and it's getting very dark out. We are expected to have some pretty heavy rains come through, like right now, basically. It's just barely sprinkling right now, so it's not too bad right now, but tonight, overnight, and into tomorrow morning, a lot of really heavy rains is expected. So I am hunkering down. I had an event at work this morning, which is why I'm a little bit later, and then I had to run some errands and all that stuff, but everything went well. Yeah, so the week was pretty normal, just kind of moving through the semester. So I don't have a whole lot to update, really. You will see some boxes here. I am not moving. I'm getting new floors put in not this coming week, but the following week. And so I have to pack up everything out of my living room, like out of all the furniture pieces so that they can move the furniture. So that's what I am working on. That's why you see boxes in the background. I'm not moving. So don't worry about that. Okay, a couple Q&A. Well, couple comments that I want to comment on. Moni Mir said that there is a YouTube video out there on how to get Pattern Keeper on your desktop. Last week we talked a little bit about Pattern Keeper and how I use it for confetti stitches. There is a video, somebody's figured out how to get it on your desktop. So if you don't want to buy a tablet just for Pattern Keeper, and you already have a desktop, you're able to do that. So I will link that video down below. So thank you so much for sharing that with me. And Gem, I'll show it here in just a few minutes, but there's a fabric that I cannot pronounce. I believe it's a flower. It's pink. Last year, you all were helping me pronounce it, and I was still having trouble. I think I got it now. I think Gem helped me get it. Anemone? Is that it? She said N-A-N, enemy. Anemone? Anemone. Is that pretty good? Are you proud of me? I'll show it to you when we get there. So thank you so much, Gem, for that. Okay, let's get right into the stitching. Okay, we'll start with my 25/7 piece. So this is from the Soulful Stitcher, Melanie Watkins, not the piece, but the group, Soulful Stitching. There is a group called Cross Stitch 25/7, where you stitch on a piece 25 minutes a day or 25 stitches. I do 25 minutes, 25 to 30 usually. And I am working on a piece called Hearts and Flowers. It is from just Cross Stitch Magazine, February 2023. This is what the cover looks like. And there's a vintage and a modern one. So I'm working on the vintage one. And so you can see how much white stitching. Now, this is all ribbon, but still there's a lot, and there's some beads. There's a lot of white stitching in this. And 25 minutes a day, you really don't get a ton done. But I did get my entire border. It's just too big to fit nicely in 11 by 11 Q-snap. But I will tell you, the border is done and it did match up. And now I'm going back in and putting all these hearts down. So I got this side done. I do have my fabric marked. It's under the Q-snap for which way is up because it will get confusing here pretty quickly. But this is on a 32 count vintage country mocha. I really enjoy it. I mean, you get this pattern figured out pretty quickly and you won't have to look at the chart. Of course, that will switch a little bit when I have to go the other direction, but you know. So I got like, I don't know, maybe 2 done each day or 1.5 or so. There are a couple of days I wasn't able to stitch because I had to work late. So I wasn't able to like either stitch on this. I think one day I didn't stitch on this, but I stitched on my main piece, and the other day I had to stay at work even later, and I was just really tired. I think it was Thursday, and I was just really tired because it was the end of the week, and I knew I had to go in today, so I just didn't even stitch that day. But that is Hearts and Flowers. It's really fun, and I'm really excited to get to the center. And I'm super excited because I think like 3 of the pieces I'm showing you today are magazine pieces. So how about that? Okay, this next one, magazine piece, is Hummingbird Garden. It is by Carolyn Manning. This is in last year's Just Cross Stitch, and you get 1 section per issue. So I'm on, well, this is part 2. So this is the summer 2024 issue. I finished that. So I was working on this one. So I finished this one. I did this little one down here, and then I actually had a little more time, so I did go ahead and start on number 7 just to get a little head start. I mean, why not? So I'm halfway done, just a tad over halfway done actually on this piece. So let me show you, and it's really just so beautiful. We are using Sullivan's for this piece. So you can see here, this is the one I finished. Got the back stitching in and all that. And then we did this little one here. That didn't take very long, honestly. And then we started getting our base in for this one. So the base is almost in. We just have a little bit more of a base. And that's really like kind of the most tedious part, is getting that base in, because it is repeated, which is nice, but also it's a bit tedious. And then we can kind of jump around and start adding in the layers of colors, which is so fun. So, Hummingbird Garden by Carolyn Manning. This is on my Year of WIPs, which is also a Melanie Watkins brainchild to finish for this year. So I'm going to do 1 a month. So I have 6 more. So 1 a month till it gets done, except not in March. I'll talk about that in plans. Okay, next up was Winter Montage. This is my seasonal Sunday piece. I work on it every Sunday during the month in which it currently is. So right now we're still in winter, even though it's like 50 degrees out right now, or maybe even warmer. This is artwork by Janet Stever, charted by Pain Free Crafts. And I thought I was on this last one. Oh yeah, I'm on this one. I thought I was on this one, but I'm pretty sure I finished this one. So I still have 1 whole one and part of 1 to go. So I was thinking, I'm like, well, I'm right here. I can easily finish that, but I don't think I'm quite that far. So this is where it's at. So I did finish this leaf, and then I worked on doing some more fill-in. So the next time I pull this out, which will be tomorrow, we'll just continue pulling it down. Just continue working on it. So we have, 1 more Sunday in February. And then I think there's 3 Sundays in March before the calendar flips over to spring. So this will still get 4 more times on it. And, oh, I forgot to write down where I'm at and how many stitches I have. But isn't it really pretty? I mean, we are really moving along on this, and I'm really happy with the progress. It's such a fun stitch. Okay, so last week I got in 360 stitches, and I am now at 7.31% done with the whole piece. So that is Winter Montage. All right, next up is The Snuggle is Real, which is my WIPGO call for this month. Well, both WIPGO calls for this month, because this is another one. Look at my curls coming out because of the humidity. This is The Snuggle is Real. It's a Hannah Deal design, and it is in the December 2023 issue of Just Cross Stitch. That's what it looks like. This is what the piece looks like, and this is the fabric that I was talking about. So WIPGO, for the WIPGO piece, so this is my call for both WIPGOs this month, which is fine. I actually have a fighting chance to get it done actually this month, which would be our first finish of 2025. And our first official Year of WIP finish, which would feel really good. So this is what it looks like, and let me show you where I got to. So 4 days, I worked on it 4 days. So for my WIPGO, each piece gets 12 hours, which for me is about 12 days, 4 days of stitching. So I did a lot. Like, I did this whole back side of the shoe and this furry part of the shoe. So there's just the center that needs to be filled in, and that's all one color, so that will go pretty fast. And then the toe part of the shoe, which is right there. And then I have a little more back stitching. Most of the back stitches in the kitty's face. There's a little bit more that I need to go back and put in, but it'll be fine. And this fabric is an enemy. And the Magazine Monthly Challenge theme for this month is fabric. And so I picked this one because it's just kind of like a joke with us that I can't pronounce it. An enemy. Yeah? Let me know if I got that right. An enemy. So this counts for the theme and it counts for WIPGO. So now I've gotten one. So it's called twice for this month for both numbers. So one number is done, and I'll show you my board. Here is my WIPGO board. So I put a heart sticker. I have these stickers, and I thought, I saw somebody else do this. I can't remember who was doing it. I know a lot of people use stickers, but I thought that was so cute to use stickers instead of Xing it out like I normally do. And there was a heart sticker, and I thought, well, that's perfect because that happened in February that this was called. And so you can see these are the Snuggle is Real. And that's when I started it. I started it last Valentine's Day. Several of us started it. And so I just have to do number 8. That was number 7 and then number 8. And then I'll be able to put a sticker on that one. And these two are January's. So yeah, so that's what my WIPGO board looks like. A little too early to even be thinking about getting an actual WIPGO. I had to check this color that's like a blue-gray is 318. It's what's called for because it does not look like that on the picture at all. I pulled out my DMC color card. I have the one with the actual floss. It's the right color because I thought, well, maybe I mislabeled that color. And I even asked my friend Tammy from Woodland Stitching Studio, who she finished this piece I think last year sometime. And I said, does yours look like this? Because it really does feel stark. And she sent me a picture of hers. She said, yes, that is what I did. And it looks a lot better when the whole thing is done. Right now, it looks really stark to me. I'm not going to pull it out because Tammy sent me hers and I think it does look good. But if I were to redo this and start over, I would probably change out to a lighter gray in this section. Just for me. I think it will look fine when it's all done. But you can see, like, I think I would rather have it look a little bit lighter than that. So, isn't that interesting? But anyway, it's going to be cute nonetheless. And I'm not going to pull it out at this point. So, that's what I worked on this week. I was going to work on One Nation, but because I didn't stitch that one night when I had to work late, that's going to get pushed. So, that's what I worked on. So, haul, this will be a pretty short video. Haul, I got my Classic Colorworks Floss Fix in the mail. This is the February 2025 club from Fat Quarter Shop. We have Mermaid's Fin, which is this like navy blue. Milady's Teal, which is not the teal looking one. Oh, it's kind of this almost gray looking one right there. Mint Julep is the green one. Miss Madeline is the pink. It's probably that one. Mistletoe is that green. And Misty Mauve is the mauvey blue. Or, not blue. It's like a brown purple is what it is. So I got that. And then just today I got in the mail. So Crazy Annie's. Well, Annie B's Folk Art has a new series coming out. It's a Nutcracker series. And you can get it chart of the month through Crazy Annie's. And Crazy Annie's sends me a copy and sends me one for you, for me to give away to you, basically. So I got my 2 copies. And I just picked this up in the mailbox right before I started filming. So this is number 2 in our series. This is called Nutcracker Forever. And it's Mr. Nutcracker. So super cute. You can still sign up and everything. So yeah, you can still sign up for this series if you want to. So let me know and I can help direct you. So that's all my haul. So why don't we do some giveaways? Let's hold off on this for just a second because I want to call names for last time. But yeah, that's all my haul. I did go to Acorns this morning, like in between work events. I did get some, mostly floss is what I got. So I'm not going to show that, but okay, so I've heard from everybody last week except for Always Be Yourself. You won this, and I need your address. So if you can please email me at czuckstitch@gmail.com. Everyone else, I have your address. I have not sent them out yet, though. So Always Be Yourself -6. I need your address. Okay. Then we were giving away 2 charts last week. So this one is by Scattered Seed Samplers, Prairie Sisters Scissor Mat. And the winner of this is Arlene Curry. So Arlene, I know you've won in the past, but I think I still, just email me your address at czuckstitch@gmail.com. It's also always listed in the description box down below. But Arlene Curry, you won this. And the winner of this is Norma Jean Sicard, Erica Michaels. This is Love and Joy. So Norma Jean, I need your address as well. Again, I probably have it somewhere, but just send it to me just in case. Okay, so for this one, the Nutcracker one, open worldwide. I'll ship it anywhere. Please don't say giveaway or any of those giveaway win, anything like that. And the winner, the word, if you would like to be entered to win this, say Nutcracker. So it's right here, Nutcracker. And he's very cute. They're small. I wonder if it says 41 by 57. So they are small. So there you go. So that will be our only giveaway for today. But let's talk plants. So this is the last video before March. So March is coming up. March is my birthday month. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to do a birthday start. I was going to do one, and then I decided I'm not going to do a birthday start. I have so many birthday starts that I have not finished that I have no more room in my month to give them time. Because what I like to do is during my birthday month, I like to pull out the pieces and give them 4 or 5 days, and I'm running out of space. But I found a workaround, 2 workarounds actually. So it should, instead of just hurrying up and finishing them, right? Anyway, so I'm not going to do my WIPGO calls. I don't know what the WIPGO calls are yet, 'cause she calls them on the 25th. I'm going to do my March WIPGO calls in April along with April. So that's basically the plan for April, is doing March and April's WIPGO calls. Because I'm not going to do it in March. So my new birthday start in March, which is going to be my 25/7 piece. See how I did that? Because I ran out of room. Is this kit. This is by Thea Governor. This is called American Wildflowers. I mean, come on. It's a kit. I'm probably not going to use the fabric. It's Aida, 16 count Aida, but I think that calls for using just 1 strand. I'm going to find something, maybe like a pretty blue that looks like sky or something in my stash. That's 32. I have a ton of 32 count. That's mostly what I have. So it should be fine. But I'm gonna work on that for my 25/7. So I'm super excited. So if you have this or a kit with flowers, how about if we do that? If you want to stitch along with me or do a birthday start with me, a kit with flowers. So pull those kits out that are sitting in your kitted up project. Okay. So that's my 25/7 for my birthday start. On Saturdays, for the Saturday, I am taking a trip at the end of the month for my spring break to visit a friend. But my other Saturdays, 4 Saturdays, I'm going to do last year's birthday start. I'm going to work on it, which is by JBW Designs Floral Alphabet. I think Sarah from Stitching Mommy started this too. Floral Alphabet. Now, this is really cute as it is. But I changed the colors and I pulled this out. I haven't seen this since last year, and I'm in love with it. I'm using cottage garden threads for this, so look at that. And look at my kitty needle minder. Isn't that cute? But look how cute that is. So this is just a 32 count antique white Lugana. But, oh, I love it so much. So much. So we will give this hopefully 4 days in March to give it some love. Okay. Then the next one is a birthday start from 2022, which is Dreaming of Daisies by Rosewood Manor. This is what this one kind of got the shaft last year for some reason. I think I only worked on it one day. I'm not sure why. But this is what it will look like. I love how it's looking. I have it kind of on the blue fabric. If you want to know what fabric this is, I'll have to look it up. I don't think I have it in front of me. But here's where I'm at. Not very far along, considering I started it 3 years ago. So I really need to give this some love. So this is going to get 5 days. Now, this also counts for Magazine Monthly, so our March theme and acrostic. So our theme for the month is crystal, and our acrostic is sparkle, okay? And so this one is going to count for the L in sparkle because of all the leaves. L for leaves in this one. So that's where we're at. Isn't that beautiful on this fabric? And look at the little kitty minder. Kitty minder. Needle minder. Kitty with the garden hat on. I love it. So that will be fun to get back to. So that is Dreaming of Daisies. Next up is Blue Rhapsody, which you'll get 4 days. You did see it a couple of times in January for WIPGO. This is what it will look like. This is by Rosewood Manor as well. This was a birthday start in 2023, and this counts for the R in sparkle because of Rhapsody. It's also for the E. Okay, I cheated a little bit because I could not think of an E. I mean, I know there's an E in the alphabet, so you could just do that. But it also counts for the E, Blue Rhapsody. That's what I wrote. Blue Rhapsody. Yeah. So I'm using the called for. It's just 2 colors of thread. And it's like a cream fabric that I have it on. So if you recall, so this is where we're at. So I have a little bit of the alphabet to finish over here. So we have to do the D-I-M. I think D-I-M, dim. Well, that's fitting for me, isn't it? I cracked myself up. D-I-M, so we're going to do dim. And then there's some like little motifs to fill in. We'll be done with that alphabet anyway. So it's really pretty. It's really coming along. I'll show you the dim. So I'll have the D-I-M, and then I'll probably work on here. I may start over here to just get this whole top section done, and then we'll have these motifs. I don't think I'll get all that done, but for sure get the D-I-M done and start in on that little motif, that motif, and maybe these borders, and then go over here, start on that. So that's Blue Rhapsody. So that will get 4 days this month. And then my chatelaine. Alpine Garden. This is my chatelaine. This is what it will look like. And I know Dina and a couple other people are pulling this out in March as well. So March 21st, I'll for sure be working on March. I'm kind of scattered. It's going to get 4 days kind of scattered throughout the month at different times. But for sure on March 21st, which is when Dina and friends are doing it as well. This one I started in 2022, also for my birthday start. I guess I had 2 new birthday starts in 2022, which sounds about right. Dreaming of Daisies was the other one. So I started in the center, so I have to put the eagle in. I think I have all that top part. The cabin is done, and I'm kind of down. This is over 1. These little flower bushes down here is over 1, but so that's kind of where I'm at. This one is on my acrostic a lot. It stands for the A in sparkle for Alpine Garden. The K because there's Krynic in here. I don't know that I'm at the Krynic part, but there is Krynic in here. And then the theme, crystal, because there are lots of beads and stuff that go along with this one. So I'll show you where I'm at. Isn't that fun? Oh, it's just so pretty. I love the cabin in the mountains. And so, like I said, I'm down here in the bushes. That's where I was working. So I will probably, there's a pathway or maybe it's a river right here. So I'll probably work on that and then go over here and work on the other bushes over one. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. So yeah, that's what we'll be working on. So it will get 4 days. And I know that eventually, if I want to get it done, it's going to have to get more than 4 days at a time, at a year. You know what I mean? I get that. And then, okay, so this next one, this is my other workaround. So the first workaround for fitting it all in was using the 25/7 as my birthday new start. Here's my other workaround. So the next one is Scenic Farm. This is a dimensions kit. I love it so much. It reminds me of growing up in Nebraska. I did not grow up on a farm, but this looks like Nebraska to me, like all the areas right outside of, I grew up in Lincoln. And just like the whole area the whole state, aside from Omaha, Lincoln, pretty much this reminds me of. So I love it. It reminds me of home. Now, I started this as my birthday start in 2020. I have restarted it 2 times since. So technically, it's no longer a birthday start because neither of the restarts were on my birthday. The original was on my birthday. But I think after this year, I think I'm going to move it off of my birthday starts because the restarts were not on my birthday. Right? That's clever, right? Okay, and here's where I'm at. So even though this is a dimensions kit, which has you do all sorts of like 3 strands, 6 strands, half stitches, this is why I restarted it so many times. I'm just doing mine all 2/2 full stitches. That's what I'm doing. 2/2 full stitches. But yeah, that's where I got to. So it's really good that I'm like getting some work in on it. And like, it's like, this is it. Like, we're not going to restart this anymore. Looks like we're starting over here, which is a silo. There's a brick house. Oh, I guess that's some orange vegetation in the background. It's a very fall looking piece, but so yeah, so that is Scenic Farm by Dimensions. And that will get 4 days. And that counts for the S in Sparkle for Scenic Farm. So I think we covered, the P in Sparkle is the montages for pain-free crafts. So we're going to work on Winter Montage. Will come out 3 times in March. And then we will put that away until, well, I guess technically the end of December. I think it will probably get 2 more days this year, technically. But then we're going to pull out Spring Montage. Okay? I know we all feel the same way about this, that we get really attached to Winter Montage, and then when it goes away, we're all sad. And then spring comes out, and we're like, oh, that's kind of nice and refreshing. And then when spring has to go away, we're all sad. We go through this every year. But anyway, let me remind you what Spring Montage looks like. This is, again, artwork by Janet Stever, charted by Pain Free Crafts. This is what it will look like. I am, guess where? Right up here at the top. I am just past, do you see this, this little flower that's like the darker pink? I am just past that. So I would say I'm about halfway done with this block. Can we finish the block this season? I don't know. All of my montages are stitched on a 32 count Lugana in like white or vintage white. They're full coverage, so it doesn't really matter. But here we are. So this will be our starting picture for Spring Montage. Look at that. Whoops. Isn't that pretty? So, I forgot to write down where I'm at on that one. But so that will get 2 days in March, and then will be our like regular seasonal Sunday piece moving forward. Okay, so for Spring Montage, I will be starting at 5.94%. So almost 6%, but not quite. So that's where we'll be starting for this season. So those are my plans for March. I'm very excited because, I mean, I love all my pieces, but like these are special birthday projects. And so they just kind of have a very special place. Like Daisy's two, which I pull them out of the project bags before I show them just to save a little bit of time. But two of the bags I have are Daisy bags. Of course, Dreaming of Daisies is in a Daisy project bag. And then there's another one. I can't remember the other one, but I think Blue Rhapsody is in a Daisy bag as well. So it's just like all my favorite things like blues and daisies and I don't know, farms and flowers. And I mean, it's just going to be a really fun month. So I'm excited for that. So this week, so you'll notice I didn't get to One Nation. So this week, I'm going to continue working on Hearts and Flowers for my 25/7 piece. I guess that will finish up the month, won't it? Because the first is on Saturday. So we will finish up the month. We'll see how far we can get. We probably won't get even all the hearts in around the border, I'm guessing, at the way it's going. But that's okay. It'll come out later in the year, I think. And that one will probably be on my finish list for next year. I'm thinking is what I want to do. One Nation is going to come out tonight. And then I think maybe one more time. I think the last day of February, I think I have it on as well. So we'll still get 2 days, so that's pretty good. Winter Montage will be my seasonal Sunday piece for Sunday. And then The Snuggle is Real will get 4 more days this week for WIPGO, the second number. We may have a finish next week, folks. We may have a finish. I'm keeping everything crossed. I think it's doable. I really do. There is a lot of color changes. I do have to highlight, so that does definitely slow me down because there are a lot of color changes in it. But yeah, it's a really fun, sweet piece, and it does come together fairly quickly. But I think I'll have it done by the next time I see you, so that's super exciting. All right, folks, I think that's everything for now. Please stay safe out there. If you're having bad weather or anything like that, just stay safe, stay stitching, and I will see you all next week.